It's Friday, August 25th, 2023, and I'm starting this academic year off here at Newport L, or Newport Beach Grammar School, and I am subbing a 4th grade class here today. It's very great to be back here at this old grammar school that was built in 1934, and I'll be inside this building today going to room 26, and inside this wonderful classroom. The end of the day, and that was quite something. If you can't tell, I'm like losing my voice right here. That was quite a loquacious first day back. I know I always use that word, loquacious, talkative, and I definitely mean it. But you know, it's a very good class, kind in heart. And at the end of the day, they're all like saying I'm the best sub and everything, and they really enjoyed all the tricks. And I even brought like brand new tricks that I learned over summer and such, like brand new card tricks. I juggled at the end, but I had to give a lot of like, okay, let's play the quiet game now. I had to give a lot of SEL strategies, a lot of pep talks, and again, what I have to remind myself is that on days like these, I have to remind myself that I belong here. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to speak life to these students this day, and just give my pep talk and everything. But other than that, it was great to be back. I got to run into the principal again. I got to run into one of my commanders at Royal Rangers, who is now the former senior commander, but he's going to stay at Outpost 33, so I got to see him again and talk to him during lunchtime. I had recess duty out to the blacktop. They were playing kickball, and it's just wonderful time to be back. And it's like the ice is broken, as my fellow commander said, because he actually called me last night asking how I was doing and everything, and talked about Rangers, but I was saying the truth. I mean, it's 4 days and I still haven't found like a sub job. I mean, I didn't want to like sub the first day of class on August 21st, but the second, third, and fourth day there's like nothing, and then all of a sudden, like about an hour or two after I hung up the phone, here it was a job position. But not only that, but that commander who called me, whom I was talking with, works here. But again, after the bell rang for lunch and I was going back to get my class to bring them back here, he said like the ice is broken, so to speak, because I guess now I would probably have more opportunities, hopefully like next Monday and onward. Plus one other thing that I want to say later in this video, which would probably be in a matter of seconds. But a great day here, and can't wait for the next time. And I just want to conclude this video by saying, or more like reiterating, one of my #1 goals that I have besides substitute teaching, and that is to be in every single school of Orange County Department of Education, public and private, so actually every school in Orange County, and just to do my volunteer assemblies. I've done so at Shepherd Elementary in Capistrano Unified last February, and College Park Elementary in Irvine Unified last April, as well as Liberty Baptist Church for VBS, and Lighthouse Community for VBS, where I spoke and juggled and everything. And importantly, I was told that I changed lives. I changed a lot of students' lives, and even bringing one of the employees or volunteers at College Park Elementary in Irvine to tears, I was told, for my story of perseverance, not giving up despite having autism myself. And again, my second book that's coming out here shortly, probably in the next few months or less, titled Unstoppable, I explain inside how I do these assemblies at my expense and the testimonials that I have received as a result. And I'm like, if I could change like the 1,000 lives that I've changed thus far, I know I could change the nearly 18,000 students in NMUSD and the probably 500,000 students in Orange County. In fact, because I did that assembly in Irvine Unified, a couple of people from Irvine Unified contacted me wanting me to do an assembly at their elementary schools. And so next month, actually, I'm going to be doing an assembly at Meadow Park Elementary. It's planned to be September 5th, and so that should be good. And so today, when I got to talk to the principal after school, one of the first things I said is that I am willing to do this at my expense. Would I communicate with you, the principal, or a PTA president, or how would this work over here at Newport L? She said I needed to go to the district and apply to be a vendor or something like that, and it's like I never heard of that in my life before, because I've talked to other NMUSD principals who made it sound like, oh, we could just talk sometime in August or September and we could get you set up and everything. So I just emailed one of the clerks again of NMUSD Board of Education, so I'll get to see what she says. And earlier this year, she tried to help me get in schools herself. But being halfway in the 22-23 academic year, everything was already packed. And that's what one principal, the former principal at Mariners, told me, is that the PTA usually puts on the assemblies and they're already packed. So I was trying to get an early start. So earlier this month, I contacted several principals whom I know very well, and just reopening my unwavering, perseverant challenge to make a difference in volunteer assemblies at every single school. And I might as well go on the record now for whoever's listening to this, is that I feel like if I put a price tag on this, which everybody tells me, like people in education and such, they all tell me I've got to start charging for these assemblies. And I'm like, no, I feel like if I start to charge, even if it's like $1, I'm like, I'm fearing that they're going to say no because that's too much or whatever. I don't want cost or money to be the deficit of why a lot of people may not choose to believe in themselves despite a disability or include others. I know that teachers and admin do their best all year round anyway. It's just I feel like bringing a person who has autism himself, who could do so in an engaging way, such as juggling and magic tricks, and with science, then it could be like an unforgettable assembly. And I use like science, juggling, and magic tricks as like analogies, like juggling to not give up on your passions, a science demo analogy to not bottle things up inside, and brand new card trick, card magic analogies that I just came up with. And so there's 180 days in an academic year, like 5 down, 175 more to go, and already I'm getting very nervous because it's already counting down, and I'm like, well, only 32 schools within 180 days in NMUSD. But then again, I want to make a difference to every single person in Orange County, public schools, private schools, and so I contacted my former professor, director of the grad ed department at Vanguard, and now he's a dean over there, I believe. I'm going to be on his podcast on September 11th, but I emailed him because he used to be the former chief academic officer of Orange County Department of Education, and I was just curious, how many schools are in OCDE? I was not prepared to see like 619 schools the last time that it was updated, and I'm like, 619 schools, if I do my math correctly, that's like probably 4, 5, 6 schools a day. And you know what, I'm willing to do whatever because I know what I'm called to do. I'm called to be a substitute teacher as well as a person that just influences and encourages and motivates and spread inclusion and disability awareness and disability acceptance to every single student and the teachers, admin, family members, and such. And I'm just not going to slow down until that happens. The full title to my second book, which again is coming out, I already signed the book agreement contract and everything, is currently titled Unstoppable: How One Person with Autism is Never Giving Up on His Dream of Becoming a Teacher and a Worldwide Influencer. And currently my latest post on Instagram says that I have autism, I am unstoppable, I'm not ashamed or afraid that I have autism. And the overall message is that if I could do these things with a disability, then so can you plus more. And so I'm very appreciative of the couple of engagements that I already have at schools around OCDE, but it's certainly not a lot yet, and I'm just like frazzled on like what to do and how to do it right and such. And I guess I'm currently relying on word of mouth, but if anyone is watching and you somehow have a hand in this and could help me get in every school possible within this academic year 2023-2024, I'd really much appreciate it. And once again, I change lives elsewhere, and I know I could probably change the 500,000 students in Orange County alone. Well, 500,000 plus, that's probably not including the private schools. So thank you very much for watching, and as I try to conclude every teaching update, is that if you are aspiring to be a teacher or something hard like that, or something harder than a teacher, and let's say that you might have some form of a disability, well, don't let the disability define you. Don't let it stop you. Like, if I could do the things I could do, so can anybody. Of course, you know, not everyone, I'm sure, could be a pilot, for example. Not everybody could do this, but inside everybody is that passion that propels us to what we want to do in life. I want to encourage everyone to find those passions and never give up on those passions. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I'm very excited for this academic year and what's in store for everybody, and have an excellent day. See you in the next video.